Hey, this is Matt once again. We're debating on the videos, the paid request, this time from Corey. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And Corey won my list of my top 5 favorite Brad Dourif roles. More than likely, this was because Brad Dourif had come out and said he's retired of doing any roles other than Chucky, which is pretty sad because this is a guy that I think is one of the more criminally underrated actors. This is a guy that I wish could have done a lot more starring roles in mainstream stuff like thrillers where he's the lead, whether it be like a fugitive type movie or like Ordinary Man in Extraordinary Circumstance, horror, action. He's, because of the way he looks or because of the way his demeanor, he was always cast as either a villain or kind of like a side role over here, over there, whether it be a good guy or a bad guy. Not a whole lot of movies he got to be the star, let alone the star as a good guy, I should say. Very few, which is a shame. But I picked out 5 roles. Number 5, I put Luther Lee Boggs in X-Files Beyond the Sea. Very early on the X-Files, he pretty much plays a Hannibal Lecter type. You tell the episode was very much inspired by Silence of the Lambs, Scully in the Jodie Foster role, Brad Dourif in the Anthony Hopkins role. But he's a guy that is on death row, but he says that he could see things, he's psychic, he could feel things. And the way Brad Dourif just attached the role and enraptures the role, especially in the scenes that he has with Gillian Anderson, it really makes you question, is he telling the truth? Is he just lying? It seems like he's telling the truth. I believe that he believes in it. So it's a very effective performance. It's low on the list because it's an episode of a TV show. So he doesn't have a whole lot of screen time. He has a decent amount. But he also needs screen time for Mulder and Scully and their stuff and the case and the actual killer they're going after. But it's kind of a nice little window that, if he had played Hannibal Lecter, showed that he could pull it off. In this case, as a character, Luther Lee Boggs. So that's number 5. Number 4 is going to be very questionable for people, but there's a reason for it. Number 4, Chucky. I know every single person's list, it would be number 1. It'd be number 1 for Brad Dourif, Chucky. Of course, because it's the iconic character. It's a character that he has utilized and been with for years after years of years. Sadly, that's why I put it a bit down on the list. If it was just the first 3 movies, maybe the first 4 movies, he'd probably be top of the list. But the more that he melts this character, thanks to Don Mancini, and Brad Dourif says yes to this, because it's an easy paycheck. He could sit, relax, be in his underwear, be in the AC, whatever, turn the AC off, do some lines of dialogue, go home, sleep, relax, rinse, repeat. I think he does a wonderful job voicing Chucky in the first 3 Child's Play movies. I do. I'm not a big fan of Bride of Chucky, but I could commend his voice performance in that. But with Seed of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, Cult of Chucky, and this damn TV show where the more he talks, the more he sounds like his age, being almost 80 years old, with a much deeper, raspier voice of a Chucky. And there's multiple Chuckies, and then there's a Chucky looking old, looking like Ellen Burstyn from The Exorcist. The new one. Just like, come on, give it a rest. To me, it's dirtying the pool. It's toxifying the pool, polluting it. And the more I hear him, the more it just seems more sad, and it just seems more like, oh, he needs the money. I guess he needs the money, man. Just they wouldn't do the show without him. So maybe that's another thing. Hey, I don't want them to keep doing more. And he's one of the reasons why they keep doing more. Partly his fault is he keeps saying yes to this stuff. Because if he said no, and I liked the reboot. I'm one of the few that liked the reboot. I thought Mark Hamill did a commendable job. Not as good as Brad Dourif, but commendable. And I liked the movie as is. I thought it tried to do stuff on its own terms. But I thought it gave respect to Child's Play. I thought that was easily the best thing since Child's Play 3. But just the more and more and more they milked that franchise. I saw the first couple episodes because there was a request for Chucky. I did not watch anymore because A, the person stopped requesting it. I guess I should be, if people want to, if it's a request, sure, but I guess I really should thank the person for stopping because I probably would have gone insane. I would have lost my mind and my temper, lost my balls, picked them up and throw them at the screen. Because I'm tired of doing Chucky. Stop doing Chucky. Stop it. That's what, see, that anger is why he's down on the list. Because at this point, I'm sick and tired of hearing you don't have to watch it. But when it is advertised on websites or you're going through it and there's an ad, you can't skip the ad. Here's another Chucky. Here's them doing this, that. Just stop it. Idea if it was just the 3-4 movies, fine. But as time goes on, it just... Okay, if I'm viewing it as the first 3 movies, Chucky would be number 1. Yes. And for most people, you put it number 1 on the list, makes sense. Matt, view as the first 3 movies, Chucky's number 1. I'm looking as a whole, including what the character sounds like now, talks like now, wearing Hello Kitty. And this is roles. This is the roles. Him wearing Hello Kitty outfits. Talk about how proud he is of his gay trans son, whatever. All of the stuff that Don Mancini want to push in because he happens to be gay. But he wants to push all of his own political stuff into it. His own preferences. Hey, he's the writer, he's the creator. Doesn't mean I have to care about it. The whole thing just dulls everything. Knife was sharp, it dulled it. That's the best way to put it. Number 3, I'm going to put Dante from Death Machine. I'm glad it's the end of Blu-ray. It's coming out at the end of May. I have not ordered yet. There's some other... we'll see. I don't know, we'll see. I have not ordered it though, but I know it comes out May 28th, I believe, this month, next month. I would like to get it because I'm a fan of the movie. It's an enjoyable film, underrated film. My friends Mike and Effrey, they're the ones who told me about that many, many, many years ago. I ended up seeing it and enjoyed it. And Brad Dourif is the main bad guy, and I love the way he looks and his demeanor. Order into chaos. He's just having so much fun in the role as the villain. He's a weapon designer for this corporation called Shank Armaments. And he's just being so playful. He's like have all these props and googly glasses, and he's just having a ball of a time. Messing with some of the characters, being a smartass, being a bit cocky, until he finally gets his come up as at the end. Don't leave me here. Acting like a little kid again. Like I said, I really liked his character, really liked his performance, liked his exuberance in the role. And that's a bit of underrated bit. No one really talks about that film or the character he plays, but I definitely think it's a worthwhile role he played. Number 2, Gemini and Exorcist 3. Tour de force performance. To go head-to-head, toe-to-toe with George C. Scott and still hold your footing shows you're a damn good actor. And he did. I mean, George C. Scott, this towering, powerful, big, broad actor that he give these very intense speeches. whether it be in Patton or even, the remake of 12 Angry Men. And Brad Dourif can spit it right back and be angry, upset, pissed. And yeah, they alter his voice a bit, but just his demeanor, cackling, he's just loving every bit of it. He's loving the opportunity to be able to kill again, to work for his master, the devil, and just being conniving, playful. Like, there are moments he's like, man, he's like the Joker from Batman, when he's being snide and cocky and playful. And then there's the other side where he's being just very vindictive and angry and losing it. And just all the intensity, all the rage is unleashing with such a force that, ooh. Even though he's getting in a straitjacket, I still don't want to be near the guy. So Brad Dourif knocked out of the park. He's one of the reasons why I love Exorcist 3. It's the only Exorcist film I like. George C. Scott, Brad Dourif, the way the film is directed, the only Exorcist film I liked. And he did a great job in that role. And number one, it's a personal favorite of mine, Tucker Cleveland and Stephen King's Graveyard Shift. Because to take with such a minuscule role, minuscule, if he's in the film for more than 10 minutes, I'd be surprised. But for me, to make such an impression and a dent into my head of that character, of that role, says this is what a guy can do when he has very little to work with, but he makes it very memorable. That is a challenge. And he did a great job. Number one, I love the movie. Childhood favorite of mine. And number two, just the way he's dressed, the chewing, his demeanor. Damn! Adios, motherfuckers! When he's getting rid of the rats. He plays the exterminator in that film. Stephen King's Graveyard Shift. And the few scenes he's in, very few, when he's talking to our lead guy. And he shows like he's got his gun, just in case for precautions. He tries to shake the hand, he's got the rat. Oh, sorry about that. And I don't know if they have the quote here. Let me see if I can find it. I don't mind telling you, this place is infested. God. I'm trying to see if I can find this stuff. He tells his little it's the scene where he tells his Vietnam experience. And again, the fact that this is like a creature feature film, and I love the line. He's like, I'm not one of those paranoid guys you see Bruce Dern playing, so quit your grinning. I think I got here. 1 second. Because I can't show the clip because it'll hit me for copyright, but there's the only way to deal with their kind, on their own terms. I first met them back in Con 10, big as puppies. And they had no fear, not of death, nothing like the con. And I ain't one of those burning baby flash that fuck ups you see Bruce Dern playing, so quit your grinning. They turn around, stab us in the back by going to work for the VC. You have any idea what a VC rat eats? Try raw American hold the mayo. Thank you. Take one of our boys to the ground, through his hands, through his feet, stake him like Jesus, and then they make a cut just above the abdomen. It wasn't a fatal cut, it was merely an entry wound. Then they did a rat, a real hungry rat. One they had been feeding for about a week. And if the damn thing wasn't starving enough, they covered it with a flaming rice ball. And let me tell you, that gray sumbitch would have nowhere else to go but inside. He started clawing his way through, looking to put an end to that loud, beating sound like the human artichoke. So warm, so juicy. So maybe a little bit prejudiced. And I didn't do it nearly justice, and I skipped a few stuff, but I didn't. To take one scene and just commit to it. I'm in a creature feature film with a big giant rat. It is a performance that if some director put that same performance and it was Scorsese, it would, that's like a award worthy performance. And you see the tear coming down, and you see just how haunted he is, how angry he is, how affected he is by it. And that's why I put it as number one, because it's one thing you have a lot of a movie to base your performance on. The ups and downs, the character arcs, many more scenes to show your range, your emotion. But when you work there for so little, but you're able to give so much, that takes effort, that takes talent. And that's who Brad Dourif is. And the fact that people didn't see that, didn't notice that, didn't work with that, is a damn crying shame. It really is. So it's sad that he's retired from acting, except Chucky, which, like I said, enough of playing Chucky. But hey, that's his retirement fund. That's retirement fund. Even when the show is gone, there'll be other Chucky stuff. Come do this voice of Chucky video game. Remember there's going to be a video game? There was like years and years ago. There's going to be a Chucky video game. That'll probably happen. They get rid of this TV show. They'll do a video game like the Friday 13th or the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and they'll get Brad Dourif to do the voice work of Chucky. That's probably what will happen. So I mean, hey, more power to him. He got his retirement fund. He did a lot of good work. He deserves a retirement. Be my guest. Just one of those things where, just being selfish, I wish he could have done a lot more. And that's just it. Thanks for watching. Take care. Thanks once again, Corey, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.